And everyone is talking about this today. I mean, around the world, such an inspirational figure. So we want to give you more insight on the Queen's extraordinary reign and what we can expect from the monarchy in the future.
Dr. Peter Harris is with Colorado State University. He is an expert on the monarchy and succession. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Harris. And obviously, we want to start with Queen Elizabeth and a record 70 plus years on the throne. How do you even begin to describe her legacy and her time in the reign?
Thanks for having me this morning. So I'm from England. I moved to the US 12 years ago. So I'm watching this as a new US citizen, but also as someone who comes from the UK. Obviously, she was this national symbol for the UK, very well liked. She meant a lot to a lot of people. By all accounts, kind of executed the role of monarch, very well. Very few missteps throughout her 70-year reign. I do have to say, though, as now an American looking at this from across the Atlantic, this is going to be taboo to say for the next few weeks and maybe even longer. But at some point, I think the UK has to kind of zoom out and have a conversation with itself about, does this institution of monarchy keep going for much longer? For 70 years, the person and the institution were basically synonymous, and to be a monarchist was to be in favor of Queen Elizabeth. Now we have Charles on the throne, who's less popular, who I think is less easy to be deferential to. And at some point, this institution of monarchy probably needs to be rethought.
It's so interesting because we are seeing an evolution with the younger members of the family, of course, Harry, William. Charles now is already in his 70s, so he won't reign for as long. What can we expect here, do you think, for the next years?
The whole point of the institution of monarchy, and if you were going to defend it, you would say that what it brings you is stability and continuity. So we shouldn't really expect many changes. And if there are changes, then that's a problem, and that needs to be looked at. The one thing about Charles that he has hanging over him that's somewhat serious is that he has a history of interfering in government policy, at least trying to influence legislation. It's completely inappropriate for a monarch to do that in a constitutional monarchy. And it's pretty inappropriate for the heir to the throne, which Charles was up until yesterday, to do that as well, for an unelected head of state or heir to the throne to influence policy. I don't know how that will kind of hang over him or cast a shadow over his reign, but people should be certainly looking at that. I mean, I've heard it commented in the newspapers that, well, Charles is this great advocate of green politics and the environment. And I think even people who agree with, tough environmental policies and green policies should think twice about whether or not they want an unelected head of state to be pushing those kind of policies.
Right. Dr. Harris, is there a moment from Queen Elizabeth's reign? Obviously, she's been through so much, not only with the country, but with the family over the last decades. Is there a moment that you point to that helps define her time on the throne?
Honestly, I think everyone will have their own moment. Her reign spans such a varied time in British history, from the kind of the post-war era, right through the 60s, up until, the modern time, the modern day. I don't think there's going to be one moment that really sums that up for the country. For me, what I remember, I remember as a kid when Windsor Castle was on fire, and that really seemed to hit the Queen pretty hard, pretty personally. But again, I have to say, it's gonna be pretty taboo to say these kind of things next few weeks. I remember thinking as a working class kid in Northern England, why does this person have so many castles?
Yeah.
One of them burnt down. But again, at some point, I think it's great as an institution to have this kind of connection with history. But it's also great to come into the 21st century. And I think at some point, I have nothing bad to say about Queen Elizabeth, as a person, as an individual. She did her role remarkably well. But as an institution, we really need to don't get carried away with this and maybe zoom out and cast a bit of a critical light on the institution of monarchy.
Well, no doubt a person and a family that has definitely fascinated us for decades. Thank you so much, Dr. Harris, for joining us today.